Good afternoon. My name's Chris Brown. I'm from Morgans Financial here in Noosa at the 2021 Noosa Mining Conference, although still with some COVID-19 restrictions. You can see it online as well. It's a virtual conference as well as in real time. I'm here with Neil McIntyre, the Chief Executive Officer of Diatreme Resources. One of the themes of the conference has been the strategic metals and the move to electrification. Diatreme's got a silica project, high purity silica. Neil, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your background and then maybe we'll go to the company.
Yes, thanks Chris. Yeah, I've been Chief Executive about 6 years now at Diatreme, and I've had the privilege of taking this project from really concept stage, early exploration. Our company background is actually in heavy minerals, which we initially looked through this tenement for. Found there wasn't any heavy mineral, but there was an awful lot of silica, and the purity of that silica was truly extraordinary. So we then began developing that as a viable product, and it's really aligned itself, I suppose, with the growth in renewables, particularly in the solar energy side, as the purity level of this silica is used as a direct feed product in the manufacture of solar panels, and that's really been an industry that's kicked off over the last 8 or 10 years or a little longer. And the growth in that sector is truly exponential.
Neil, it's undeveloped at this stage, and before I ask you about the company, maybe I should ask you about your relationship with the traditional owners.
Yeah, Chris, we took a view very early on this project to partner with the traditional owners. So from inception, we've put in place an equity arrangement with them. So they have a 12.5% interest in the project. They're an active partner with us in the process. They make an active and positive contribution. We treat them as our development partner, and we actually take them along to we're currently in the permitting and approval process, so we do take them along for meetings with regulators and other authorities, and they thump the table and explain very bluntly what they want to achieve from this project, and they give us fantastic support.
Can you tell us a little bit about the status of Diatreme, cash balance, market cap, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. Market cap is currently sitting just under 60 million. We got about 4 million in the bank. Looking at transitioning now, about 2.5 billion shares on issue. And we have a couple of very important or very supportive cornerstone investors. So our largest single shareholder is Ilwella, or the Flannery family, currently hold about 18% of us. And another large German mining fund have about 9% as well. So we have a good, strong shareholder base, and we're transitioning through that last stage of permitting approvals, which is not without its challenges in that part of Queensland. So we're very comfortable in both our progress and the nature of the studies that we're undertaking to achieve that as well.
There, just north of you, there's a project which has been selling high purity silica sand for quite some time. Can you tell us about that and any issues that they might have had?
Yeah, indeed. So the Mitsubishi-owned operations at Cape Flattery have been operating over 40 years, and they're targeting, I understand, probably around 3 million tonnes export this year, and that's the world's largest silica mine. They have a good track record. Interestingly, they're actually a fly-in, fly-out operation, so there's over 200 people employed up there. Our operation will be a little bit different. We're about 60 kilometres away from them. We'll be all drive in, drive out, probably about 70 or 80 people involved in the mining process. But they have they've established the brand for us, so the silica product is very well understood in the market. So we ride their coattails a little bit. We have the same sand, same quality sand, so it's very well known in the market. That made our job a lot easier.
And can I ask you, from an investor's point of view, the news flow that they're likely to see over the next 6 months, 12 months?
Yeah, we've got a really extraordinary, I suppose, next 6 and 12 months. So we're updating our definitive feasibility study over the next 4 or 5 months. Prior to that, we're actually updating our PFS study as well. In that study, we'll be upgrading our tonnages, extending our mine life from our original scoping study. We've actually doubled the resource size since our scoping study. We've gone from 30 million to over 60 million tonnes. So we've been able to plan a much longer life mine accordingly. We'll be looking at firming up to project finance over the next 6 months, looking to get our mining lease and environmental authorities in place very early next year, and looking to mine at the tail end of next year. Very short construction period for these mines too, 3 or 4 months to assemble the plant and equipment on site. It's a very simple mining operation.
Neil, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us and telling investors a little about Diatreme Resources, ASX listed stock. Thank you.
Pleasure, Chris. Thank you.